Yeah, maybe X as well, to be honest, after the Blade Mail Blink, perhaps. Damn, Zai took a lot of tower hits there. He
Oh my
almost
god.
died. Nice,
Yeah,
indeed.
that is very rough.
Now Ilias could be in trouble, though.
Yeah, no telekinesis yet. Has the Fade Bolt, though. Should be enough for the first blood, so that goes the way of Secret, and it will not even cost them anything. In fact, they'll get a courier on top of that, so Epileptic Kid forced to go back to lane. Yep, it'll come. Don't worry. All right, let's get back to this game. So Nisha in the mid lane right now on a 12-4 scoreline versus GPK 16-3 for the Storm Spirit mid. How do you like this matchup overall, Storm versus the old Morphling?
I was gonna say I think it's relatively even. Storm probably has a slight edge in the beginning. Just overwhelming damage, can go in close and pressure the Morph. In this game, I think it's great. Like, I think Secret are thinking more in terms of what heroes are good for our strategy and what we're facing, rather than what is a good safe lane carry this patch. Because you can move pieces around. It's one of the biggest strengths of Morphling, is his ability to be played in this mid role, where a lot of other carries can't do it as well.
Matu did finish the Midas. He's going to be going for a very quick Blink Dagger. Feels like he just gained 1,000 gold in that last engagement, so he is farming quite well right now. Now the initiation is there, but the telekinesis just in time, but Storm is going to get bursted down if he's not careful. Able to get to the other side of the river. As the initiation now from Zai onto save that looks to be the sacrificial lamb for VP. And with that, they will get out of dodge.
I believe at the time was only level 2 or maybe level 3. So not quite enough to hold him in place until they got chain stuns. He does get out, but they end up losing the Skywrath. And now we have the problem for Virtus Pro, I think. If this triangle control gets lost, they will find Zai. See if they can get it done.
A super tanky Aphotic Shield nearby as well from Puppey. Telekinesis now onto the Storm Spirit. The RP onto 2. Mystic Flare to follow. Breathe Fire as well. They lose the Storm Spirit pretty much immediately. It's going to cost Zai his life, though. So a 1-for-1 is now Secret on the retreat. Epileptic Kid still wants to chase, has a Mask of Madness in tow. There's the concussive shot connecting. Matu not able to help his friend out. So now it's a 2-for-1 as Matu looks to be the third. VP, despite losing the Storm Spirit, win this fight. Although Nisha is still alive, he's going to get skewered to the other side. DM staying alive thanks to that mechanism. Nisha was able to get that more strength up just in time, but looks to be dead regardless. An ultra kill for Epi. What a fight from VP. If one team wins this pretty handily, it could end up going for the Roche right after. I don't think they can sneak it in now. Although, like we talked about, Deso is online for Epileptic Kid. Trying to finish the BKB, just the recipe away now.
Puppey's gonna break the smoke this time. That's much better.
BK takes out the courier in the meantime, but there's the initiation from Zai. Does he do enough damage to get a kill? Looks like the Undying is going to be the first to fall. Magnus is the second. The RP did come offline, though. Zai looks like he's going to drop in tow. So it's a 2-for-1. Tombstone is placed at the high ground. Epileptic Kid trying to take it out as he continues to attempt to get out of dodge. But there is the stun from Nisha, and that should be a Roshan now for Secret.
Rubik stole Tombstone and morphed into Tombstone. So Secret had 2 Tombstones on their high ground in this team fight, and there was no RP. I mean, it's also largely up to Ilias, right? With Undying, it's when you place Tombstone, you kind of want to place it in a way that not only does it stay in the fight, but you want all the vision it gives. It's a very underrated aspect of the spell. It gives huge vision. Oh, they found Nisha. Here's Aegis.
That is the Aegis. Puppey not quite in range for the Aphotic Shield. The Tombstone placed on the high ground now. The Silence now onto Nisha. Looks like he's going to tank through this just fine. Just edging there as he waveforms down to safety. Puppey, though, in the meantime, has to pop his borrowed time. Looks like he might be the sacrificial lamb this time for Secret. Could have been a lot worse, but they do lose Aegis. Secret does.
Yep.
As Nisha working towards an E-Blade for himself.
This is one of those games where one great RP or 1 or 2 good crits from an empowered PA can just swing the game around and kind of give invisible net worth. So I don't think Secret out of the woods at all.
First to take out Matu. It looks like the answer to that is absolutely. And Zai actually initiates in himself. And yeah, the Blade Mail doing a hefty amount of damage, but Epileptic Kid looks like he'll live through the day, pops the BKB just to be sure of himself. No, Zai and Yapsor currently smoked up. Getting some wards down.
Could be a really good backstab from VP.
Yeah, VP. We have the blur online right now. I don't think they have vision of this right now as well, but it looks like they're going to find the Magnus on the backside. So Zai instantly able to initiate there. Now he's going to take a ton of damage as a result of this initiation from the Storm Spirit, zipping past left and right. And with that, VP just clean up 2 in the blink of an eye. And now Nisha in quite a bit of trouble as he's in a 3v1 situation. Turns himself into Storm Spirit. Sadly for him, he won't be able to get the ult as a result. Matu won't be able to save his comrade. And as a result of this, despite losing their Magnus at the beginning of the fight, Secret crumble 4 for 1.
I think Secret will slow their aggression down a little bit. Maybe not, though. They are smoking. With Ilias showing mid on the Undying.
Anisha, Keyblade in tow as well. Puppy
is baiting.
He doesn't
have ult.
There's the initiation from Matu onto Undying, but there's the beautiful RP onto 2 into the Mystic Flare. And just like that, Secret lose 3. Make it 4 with Yapzor. Now Nisha attempting to get out. Waveform in 4 seconds should be good, but his entire team is dead.
That felt a little bit forced. They might have been wise to wait. Puppy didn't have ulti yet. He frontlines. He gets insta-killed together with the Dragon Knight. And again, they're liking these beekeepings. Nice 2-man RP from DM, and it's just so easy when this RP lands and the Abaddon doesn't have ult.
Trying to make their way to the triangle for Secret, who are currently occupying it at the moment. I mean, DK form's still down for another 30 seconds, so this actually would be a really good fight for VP in theory. They're going to start things off onto Puppy. Borrow time eventually going to go off, or attempt to proc it. There we go. BKB pop by Ebby. He's going to jump into the back line now. Zai with that blade mail. Not going to do a whole lot against the BKB. And the right clicks will commence, and Zai just gets destroyed. And now Epi turns his sights onto the DK. They've lost their Storm in the meantime, so a little bit better fight here this time around for Secret. As Nisha able to waveform to the other side. So it's a 3 for 2. Nisha and Yapzor survive. The Storm dying very early in that fight really set that up for a potential win for Secret, but
Nisha, very good switching between the PA and Morph form, getting maximum value out of his spells. Still not enough. Epi gets the Aegis and Cheese. We're going to pass the Cheese onto the Storm. And at this point, you know, anytime a hero shows, Epi Kid can basically start the fight. Like, Secret's lineup cannot kill him twice right now unless they clean up the rest of his team. So he can just flat out just go in. Even on the Abaddon, he can just start the fight. It doesn't matter. We're going to see that here. Just going to open force the blade mail and
borrow time
now
down again. Tombstone is there. Zai jumps in, but the RP to counter him completely onto 2 heroes. Puppy looks to be dead. Zai looks to be next. As now GPK jumps on in, going for the Yapzor kill, but he has to be careful because he's very low on mana. Nisha jumps in, ends up turning into PA for the time being, but Bloodstone is activated. Epi just chasing Nisha now at this stage of the game with a PA. Mystic Flare actually completely whips, but it matters not. 4 for nothing. VP just running away with this game.
Like, this Skywrath plus Storm combo is really causing Secret problems. These 2 silences, as well as the Magic Burst. Maybe there's something to be done about the itemization here from Secret to make this easier for them.
Puppy, borrow time activated again. Skewer now into the other side of the cliff, and that means a dead Puppy. And remember, Aegis is still intact for your PA. Epileptic Kid has absolutely no fear whatsoever. This will likely be, well, I was going to say at least a tier 3 and maybe possibly Rack, but they're going to fortify to start things off. Oh, okay. Yapzor. That's one of the best spells to get, of course, but that might just be enough to defend this base. That is actually hilarious. I mean, this Empower farming from PA, just, I don't know how you counter that. If you give them enough time, it just feels like eventually they're just going to out-farm you. But VP, of course, did get off to a decent start. As we can see another zip in, this time onto Matu, right under his own tier 3 tower, and he is dead. No buyback to speak of, didn't even have time to use his ult, not that that would have helped. Telekinesis on Epileptic here, he's just going to continue to chase Blade Mail. He is not afraid of it. Double Blade Mail, in fact. The skewer back now into the RP. Puppy pops that borrowed time, but all the damage being applied to Nisha right now. Trying to stay alive in the midst of the dead bodies of other Secret members. And this looks to be the beginning of the end of Game 1. In an absolute stomp for VP. Secret got off to a decent start, but they just got out-farmed, and a couple of those fights just did not go their way. As GGs are called.
Really, a couple of key moments in this game, right? There's the fight around the bottom Ancients where Secret try to invade and lose the fight 4-1. Then they get as good of a fight themselves on their own high ground, get the Roche but then the Aegis doesn't get realized. They just lose it for nothing.
It's a big issue for Secret, and they go for the OD.
Oh!
Solid.
Looks like a great OD game.
They needed
Void,
a win
Undying.
condition. They needed a way to take a fight.
Toxic
Sometimes you gotta
mentality
hit them there.
is a downward spiral.
That mental damage should never be underestimated in Dota.
Save is smoked right now. Nisha only 300 HP at the moment.
Good Astral.
Astral
He will
very
get.
nicely done, but it's going to set up the LSA into a toss
still dead.
potentially. And that is...
Oh,
whoop!
no,
Pops the
not enough
fairy
mana.
fire at the last moment.
He got it now.
Looks like he will go down regardless, though, as Nature's Prophet did come out to attempt to save his friend, but Puppey will just take his XP instead.
Nature's Prophet's not going to stop this gang, nor is the Mirana, so you can't really prevent this from happening. So this way you get the maximum gold out of it, because you have one hero in the jungle and a guy in the lane that's way less valuable. Oh, Nisha just walked in. He could just get comboed now, though. This toss
Ava
back.
tossed back into the fray. LSA and Laguna Blade expended, and that is a dead Nisha again. And the tier 1 tower in a lot of peril, but the LSA is going to connect onto Puppey now. Looks like the Dragon Slave and a right click are enough to suffice. The Zai has to be forced to TP in. Arrow's going to connect, but it's only on an Undying. Soul Rip down for another 5 seconds, but it looks like he'll be good to go.
Obviously, the tower is never going to get this job done against Timber, but Matsu doing the right thing here with his hero being there, taking care of the siege. So yeah, I mean, as far as the gold looks, it looks even, right? Secret have the same net worth roughly as VP.
Chronosphere. Nisha up. A nice sprout there from Puppey, delaying things a bit as the arrow is going to connect. I'm not sure that's going to be enough to actually kill off the Faceless Void. Doesn't have time off for another 8 seconds, actually. I forgot that he used that, so that's going to be an easy kill for Secret in the end. It looks like Save is going to follow suit, so 2-for-0 exchange.
Yeah.
Beautiful arrow from Yapzor.
And
Am
a
I
little
mistaken
level 1 soul rip.
that he time walked after the chrono?
I didn't notice. I think he might have time walked in to cast it, but it was like around the same time, so the cooldown's way too long. Toss into LSA.
Avatos. Zai taking the brunt of that damage, but it looks like Save might be the one that gets cleaned up with that amplified damage applied, but Laguna Blade to follow, so Zai might end up getting traded. He's going to pop the salve in the meantime. GPK going to get healed thanks to Ilias's Soul Rip. Puppey continuing the right clicks. Corrosive Haze not going to be enough. Looks like that is a death for Lina, so 2-for-1. Ilias shall survive, and Secret starting to get some trades here that they really, really need.
We're painting this picture that Secret is getting owned, and it was while the gold was even. It's not really because of the net worth discrepancy, it's because of how it's distributed, right? It's that this OD will now again die mid.
LSA doesn't have Astral up.
Stick.
Actually, just going to right-click from afar, but they'll find the kill regardless, and the Tier 1 tower will follow. Well, Matu is here to try and attempt to deny this.
Oh,
Not in range, though.
he wasn't in range. Definitely plenty of scaling potential for both teams, but it's just that this key hero for Secret scaling is so far behind, means that they hit that timing so much later. That gotta find some way of getting that back up.
Oh, Arrow actually will connect onto the Undying. Chronosphere
Slaughter's
onto
really far
two
up in the
heroes.
air.
One is in the air. That is Zai. But
Did
looks
you
like he'll
know
fall
I heard
very
that
far
on
and die
camera?
immediately. Yeah, that
It
was
was literally, I don't know, he was 1,000 range up into the air.
a
And
lot.
I had to move
Yeah.
the mouse so much that he covered almost my whole screen when I got him on camera. Oh, save should live here, maybe?
Arrow connects. Avalanche is going to delay things, but there
There's
comes
no
the
pulling
sprout
blade.
from
He's
Puppey
dead.
on the high ground. So Secret able to get a trade of sorts, but obviously, I mean, it was a Chronosphere expended, of course. So that's going to delay the next potential
GPK running into
kill
trance?
from Epi. Zai with the Corrosive Haze onto Epileptic Kid and the bash to follow. Looks like Epileptic Kid is just going to go for the right-click battle. Eventually goes into the Time Walk, gets bashed again into the Arrow. That is enough for Secret to take out that pesky Void.
Oh, they
Into what,
should
though?
know where Epikid is going here. He just farmed mid and crossed to the bottom right, so they're expecting to find him here on the Ancients, and that's a good read. Oh, he pinks it out.
Yeah.
There's that Sentry Ward. Really good value. And now Zai is
Chrono
stealing it,
is
so now
up.
Zai could get caught.
Yeah, Time
Just
Walk
on the
in.
edge.
There's the Chronosphere. Yapzor has the arrow available, but with the Avatos. Eventually, you.
not
Oh, okay. The Crush and the arrow were there, but
hello.
DM from the side. Sidewinder Timbersaw. Gets the nice clip onto the old Slardar. Puppey, in the meantime, showing off the Meteor Hammer at this Tier 2 top, attempting to TP out, but will not be so lucky. Damage still done to the Tier 2, though.
Free rush, though. That's really big.
Corrosive Haze always allowing you to do that. I mean, all they were waiting for, I guess, was the Demon Edge.
The alternative options were the Lone Druid, realistically. He's extremely tanky if he gets True Form off, so he might not even need it. So I do think OD is the best. I don't think you can generalize like that, oh, if Core is behind, you get it. Uh-oh. Zara's dead.
Yep,
Mega dead.
he is dead. I actually used Laguna Blade. Not sure if that was needed, but we'll use it nonetheless.
Send the message. There's like 2 supports on the Dire side that are super low net worth, and then there's 4 that are on par on Secret. Like, all of them have found some decent farm, and then the 3 of the top 4 cores are easily VP. So while the gold is even, this distribution is extremely unusual in this patch.
Oh, Sphere onto 2, Tombstone on the high ground as well. Looks like Puppy's going to be the first to fall in this engagement. Nisha gets off the Astral. Of course, he has the Aegis, remember. His DM is going to put that Chakram right in the middle of multiple heroes. Sandy's Eclipse onto 3 heroes doing massive damage. It's a 3-for-1, but that includes the Aegis. And here comes Nisha, going to be completely surrounded in the midst of Ilias's ultimate, attempting to right-click to get that amplified damage. And the Soul Rip, in addition to Chakram, is more than enough. A 3-for-1. If you want to count the Aegis, that's a 4-for-1. And is this the second bear?
Oh.
That is indeed the second bear. So you might as well have killed Matu as well.
And you smoke up as 4 and you make the move. This is textbook stuff from Virtus Pro. See if they can find a play here. It's not hard for them to predict where Secret's heroes are based on the ward that they have in the bottom jungle and the heroes that showed mid. And they're going to find the crown jewel here.
Nisha. The crown jewel indeed. Gets off the second Astral. The arrow's going to connect. He's going to save himself for a little bit. Tombstone is applied, but you can see on the minimap that nobody from Secret is even remotely close. Not worrying about this at all. Puppy does get off 1 Meteor Hammer onto the tower, but it might cost him his life, potentially. Oh, all right. Sprout to follow, but GPK, LSA missed. Man, Puppy is juking and jiving left and right. Still going to die, but he's going to do it in style, SyndereN. It's going to cost them Laguna again. You see?
Yeah. Like you said last time, don't know if it was needed, but, you know. But honestly, if the kill is 5 or 10 seconds faster and you don't think you're going to use it in the near future, just throw it out there. He's full mana anyway. Mana's not a concern when you have these items on Lina, so save yourself the time, get more map pressure in, push out the lanes that bit quicker.
Matu's bear's in a lot of trouble. Zai, he initiates in to try to save the bear. Might cost him his life. He's actually at the safety for now. This fight has kind of segregated a bit here. Matu continue to chase with that MKB. LSA is going to connect again. Yeah, Chrono's still online. Looks like the first bear is going to be down. There's the Chrono onto 2. Very tanky lone druid on the side, so they're going to focus on Nisha instead. Laguna again is up some way, somehow, so Nisha is donezo. Arrow is there as well, but Matu will not live through the day. So 2 for nothing, and they're 2 most important heroes.
Secret are getting rolled, man. There's no need to sugarcoat it. They're just getting outplayed in these moves. It's really just awesome play from VP so far today. Love their drafting as well. Looks like we're going to find a little bit of a catch here on save, so something going the way of Secret.
Indeed.
TP will be cancelled. You could even give it to Lina if you wanted to. I think they will put it on Epileptic Kid. And he will now feel super confident going in. There's a cheese on this one as well. This is a mega tanky Lina, by the way. You have Bloodstone and cheese. I think it's definitely a big part of their drafting today as well. I really like the way their teamfight execution looks. They're getting a shitload of value out of Undying as well.
Oh dear, Nisha.
Completely
Will
wrong.
Laguna Blade be used? Yes! The answer is always yes! In case you were wondering.
I think you were more excited about that than GPK was. He's probably like, nice guys.
Epileptic Kid jumps in. They don't have vision on Puppy as of right now, but eventually comes out of Invis and brought down easily. This is going to be a tier 2 tower. GG called, another 2-0. We are the 2-0 masters, SyndereN. For whatever reason, every game we cast is 2-0.
I mean, what is there to say, really? Obviously, a lot of people will be criticizing Secret for this series. I think they tried something creative in both drafts. VP were super stable, and they just played awesome.